thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Unphrased, the game that gives a glimpse of the human psyche through the lens of search data. So thank you again for joining us. This is the second episode, so we're still trying to figure this thing out. But due to an extreme positive response last week, we decided to do another episode. So here are the rules to Unphrased. First, we take a look at what's trending. Then we identify top 5 key phrases associated with that trend. I then give clues to each of the key phrases, and the contestants try to guess the key phrase with the clues given. Contestants will get 1 point for each correct answer, and they only get 1 guess per contestant until all contestants have guessed, and then they can reset and guess again. And of course, they can guess after we move on to another key phrase. All right. Now, let's meet the contestants. All right. So first up, we have Andrew Straley. Andrew Straley, can you wave for us? Hey. Now, I see here, Andrew, that you love meetings. Can you tell me a little bit about your love for meetings?
If I could plot my day, Freddie, from 9 to 5, if I could be in a Zoom call all day long, it would be the best day ever.
Well, hey, this must be a pretty good time for you right now. Let's see if we can keep this Unphrased game going all day long. All right, next up we have Sarah Lance. Sarah Lance, give us a wave. Now, I see here that your left forearm and right femur are laced with titanium. Is that right?
They sure are. Impressive research.
Unfair
Thank
advantage.
you. I read it on the Oneupweb blog. Now, does that mean you have super robot strength?
Yeah, absolutely. At least
Wonderful.
physically, maybe not mentally. I lift small children and throw them into the tops of trees.
Wonderful.
Impressive.
Now, Christina Marbury, give us a wave. Now, I see here that you're an excellent baker. Can you tell us the last thing you baked?
Ooh, the last thing I made was blueberry muffins. I'm trying to use up the stash of Michigan blueberries frozen in my freezer before blueberry season comes around again.
Oh boy, we can't wait for those blueberries. I'm even more excited for the muffins than I am the blueberries. Now, last but not least, from Empire, Michigan, we have Sam Brown. Sam, give us a wave.
Here I am.
And Sam, I see here that you used to be a gypsy. Now, if you didn't live in a house in Empire, Michigan, where would you be living?
Probably in the back of my truck, for sure.
Wonderful. Well, I hope home life isn't too much of a drag on you.
Nope.
All right,
Love
guys. Well, here we go. We're going to get back into the presentation deck. And thank you all for playing. These contestants are the winners from last week's Unphrased, so they have earned themselves a spot on the floor. Now, the trend we're going to be examining today is why am I? We've all been in isolation for nearly 3 months now, and it's been an unprecedented time of self-reflection. A lot of people are wondering, why am I this? Or why am I that? And you can see from this Google trend graph right here that this self-reflection really peaked right in tune with the epidemic. So in this show, we're going to look at some of those top key phrases, starting out with number 1. Does anyone want to take a guess at the most searched key phrase according to search data from SEMrush? Why am I blank? Any guesses right out of the gate?
So tired.
Having bad dreams.
Okay, Christina.
Always hungry.
So tired, having bad dreams. Sam? What's that, Andrew?
Going crazy.
Crazy.
Always hungry.
Always hungry. All right, some great guesses. Really good guesses. And I do have a GIF hint right here. If you are Googling this, this might be a solution to your problem. And I'm sorry, you kind of threw me for a loop because Christina guessed it correctly right off the bat. Why Am I So Tired has roughly 49,500 US-based Google searches every month. That is according to data from our unofficial sponsor, SEMrush. SEMrush giving us all the great search data we need. So Christina Marbury, thank you so much for that wonderful guess. You have received 1 point.
Woohoo!
All right, moving on to key phrase number 2. Why am I blank? Here's another guess. Why am I? The fourth word begins with an A-L.
Always hungry.
Always cold.
Sarah Lance nailed
wow.
it. Why am I always cold? With about 18,100 US-based Google searches a month. Who knew that everybody was so cold? I guess there are a lot of people working in their basements or in their garages right now. I know I was for a minute. Andrew Straley, he's in his basement.
Always a basement bunker.
All right. Congratulations, Sarah, for winning that second one. Man, I barely need to give you guys any clues at all. You guys are just so in tune with what people are. All right. Key phrase number 3. Why am I? Fourth word begins with a P. Any guesses?
Hint.
P-E-E.
Being green.
Peeing so much.
wow.
Out of nowhere.
Good job,
Why am
Sam.
I peeing so much? Yeah, you're probably peeing so much because you're drinking so much. That would be my guess. But apparently there are a lot of people with this question on mind. With about 14,800 US-based Google searches a month, there's a lot of people asking Google about their personal health. Again, thank you to our unofficial sponsor, SEMrush. Now take a look at the scoreboard. We have 1 point with Christina Marbury, 1 point Sarah Lance, and 1 point Sam Brown. Andrew, 0 points. All right, let's see if you can get one. Key
Come on,
phrase
Andrew, you got
number
this
4.
next one.
Come on,
Why
Andrew,
am I
you can do
gaining
it.
weight?
Gaining weight, yeah.
That's the beginning. This one is a little more long tail, right? This is a long tail, which means probably lower search volume, but higher intent. So if somebody's searching for this, we have a pretty good idea of what type of information they're looking for. All right, why am I gaining weight on?
Keto.
Last word begins with a K. What was that, Christina?
Keto.
Yeah,
Yes.
good job, Christina.
Yeah. Why am I gaining weight on keto? Now, this trend actually comes to us from Google Trends. This particular search phrase has seen a increase of 3,700% this month versus the month before. So it seems like a lot of people are trying the keto fad. Maybe they're trying to get in bathing suit shape ahead of the summer season. I don't know, but keto is letting them down.
I think I get a
Has anyone
half a
tried
point for that,
keto?
Freddie.
I don't know.
That's fair.
We'll ask our Facebook audience what they think. Do you guys think Andrew should get any points for guessing why am I gaining weight? I mean, that really wasn't the whole key phrase, Andrew. I'm not sure.
Freddie tries
Does
to
anyone-
stop bargain.
So Christina's running away with the win. She's got 2 points. Sarah Lance, 1 point. Sam, 1 point. Andrew is trying to lobby for a half point, but I think he's still at a goose egg. All right, going into the final key phrase, number 5. Let's see if you guys can catch up with Christina. And Andrew, let's see if you can put any points on the board this week. All right. Why am I? Fourth word begins with a Y.
Yelling.
Yawning so much.
Yawning.
Oh
Yawning,
my
yeah.
goodness. Sarah Lance nails it. Why am I yawning
right.
so much?
Sorry, Sam. Sort of sorry.
I barely even had to give you a clue. Yeah, why am I yawning so much? It's seen a 5,000% increase in search frequency compared to 90 days before this last 90-day period. This trend also comes for us from Google Trends, another one of our unofficial sponsors. So Sarah, how did you know this? How did you nail this?
Life. I'm living it. I would probably search that same thing. Personal experience.
It is dangerous, right? If we're all yawning so much, and we know yawns are contagious, there's likely a giant outbreak of yawns across the whole country.
Come on,
I
Sam.
want to yawn just watching that little baby on your screen.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for playing this week. We do have a tie, though, for first place. 2 points, Christina. 2 points, Sarah Lance. 1 point, Sam, and 0 points, Andrew.
Participation?
So what are we going to do for a tiebreaker, you guys?
Yeah, you must have one more question up your sleeve or under your
Okay,
hat.
I do have one question. Another one of the top trends, according to Google Trends, is related to the coronavirus, okay? It has seen a plus 5,000% increase in search frequency the last 90 days compared to the 90 days before that.
Is it also a YMI search?
It's a why am I not getting,
Why am I
Any sleep?
not getting coronavirus?
why am I not getting my,
I got it.
Stimulus.
Sam,
Sam, did you get it? Was that the answer?
you guys have to just repeat what Sam said and you win.
Oh, stimulus check.
Oh, good job.
Why am I
I
not
didn't hear
getting
it.
my stimulus check? There are a lot of people going to Google wondering why they're not getting their stimulus check. It's sad. I didn't want to make it part of the game. I thought these trends were a little more fun. But there are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, waiting for their stimulus check to come in the mail. There's also a lot of searches about why am I not getting unemployment? So a lot of people are really feeling the pinch right now. It's a sad thing. But we know it. We talk to our clients every day. We have real businesses out there struggling and wondering how they can reopen during these times. It's a challenge, but you know, if you have the right attitude and the right tools, it is possible. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for playing this awesome game. I think it's a lot of fun. I love looking at search data. We do it every single day in our job for our clients to see, you know, what's trending right now. What are people searching to find their products and services? And while we're doing that research, we always come across these really entertaining phrases. So we thought we'd make a game out of it and see if anybody else found it as entertaining or as insightful as we do. So thank you again for playing Unphrased.